How about now? Are we audible now? Okay, Shalia. Good. Let's finally start. So, in fact, so let me talk about what this course is all about. Let me talk. We'll each talk a bit about us. We'll talk about what will be the things that we are going to teach you. We'll talk about the refund policy. I know a lot of you are attending this orientation specifically for that. We'll talk about how you will need to how you can submit your projects, and finally we'll talk about some prerequisites. Okay. Then after all of this information, if you still have some questions left, we'll definitely answer those. Okay, so I'll talk about why we are doing this course first, and then we can do the introductions, right? Okay. So why this course? Well, see, for data science or to get a data science job, your portfolio, your projects matter the most in your resume. Not your skills, not your name, not your college, but your portfolio and your projects. And we saw this huge gap. Colleges mostly focus on theoretical concepts, which is an okay thing, but at the same time, some industry relevant projects should be available. Our thinking after talking to many colleges and college students was that let's create a course where where a student can learn really quickly at a very quick pace, and then he or she might still have the option to get back to that course and get. Keep it near to your mouth. Okay, I'll keep it near to your to my mouth. Thank you. So uh, so the goal is that students should be able to get some projects, get some learning, build their resume, build their portfolio. This is the major goal of the project, of the course, right? Now, is this all the data science that you will need to do? No, there is still more. You will still have to dive deeper into the conceptuals that we will be teaching you guys at a very high level, but you will still need to go deeper. You will still need to dive deeper. Okay. Now let's talk about each of us, right? So I'm Sampurn Ratan. I'll be teaching you guys 4 GenAI projects and 3 agentic AI projects. Then Harsh.
Hi everyone, my name is Arshad Singh and I'll be taking care of the machine learning projects. So in that we're going to cover about a lot of things, machine learning, like models that we have, feature engineering, think about EDA, how to do data analysis and everything about that sort.
Hello everyone, my name is Ashish and I teach you deep learning, which includes different kind of deep learning neural network architectures based project. We'll talk about that in a minute.
So one more thing that I would like to add: when you're doing this project, this course now, make yourself accountable. Uh, Although we have tried to do so, uh, earlier we wanted to give this course out for free, but then we wanted people who are only serious to get into this project, and that is why we have kept it at a very low price, and we have kept a very huge refund policy as well. Okay. Now, to keep yourself more accountable, what I would highly recommend is that you guys should post about this course, post about your progress in your friends groups, WhatsApp groups, LinkedIn, wherever you find that makes you more accountable, and you can tag us and we'll actually congratulate you on completing the projects, right? So definitely keep yourself as accountable. Give yourself these 21 days. These 21 days can be a life changing event for you. The understanding of data science will change once you go through these 21 projects. So yeah, so I think next, what was the topic?
Next is on how to like submit the projects.
Yeah, so let's very quickly talk about how you can submit a project, how where you will go get the Zoom links, how you will get the refund. So Harsh, over to you.
Okay, so hi everyone, let's talk about how you're going to get the refund and everything. First of all, this is your batch page, right? I'm sure in the notice board, in the live chapters, you're going to see the sections in which you're going to see the live recordings and everything. This is where you're going to start and join the session. So a join now button would appear here and you can directly join through that. And also one more thing, once the class has been finished and after 1 or 2 hours, if you scroll down, you're going to see an archived section here through which you can revisit the recordings of the classes that we took. And if I talk about the notice board, which resources? Okay. One more thing, again. So we're going to provide you the resources as well, whatever notebooks we are talking about, whatever things, whatever curriculum we are doing. We're going to upload that here in the resources. So a resources pop-up button would appear here, and through this you can upload. We are going to upload the notebooks, and you can check everything regarding that. Next, let's talk about the notice board. This is where all the credible information is provided, and I'm sure you know the timing and everything for the batch. It's from 8 to 10. We're going to start that from tomorrow, and you're going to have the first class with me. Timings are from 8 to 10, and we are going to have the orientation session that is going on today. Now, let's talk about the submission criteria as to how you have to submit the entire project and everything. I'll move to this portion. This is where you can submit your project. Now, this is a hyperlink. If you click on this link, you're going to be redirected to a page like this. This is a Google form, and this is where you have to submit the projects. Next, so you can read throughout the guidelines and everything, how we are covering. This is where you have to provide your name, your email, your phone number, and which project you're submitting. A good practice would be that after the class, once I've discussed something, I've uploaded the notebook, you can just revisit the notebook, you can revisit the class, and then just impute your name and everything and just choose which topic was it. Like, was it the first class? Yes, select that and submit your URL link, right? And that would be a collab link. You can directly submit that here. Either you can do that with everyday class, you're accountable for that every day towards the end, you're submitting your projects, or cumulatively towards the end also you can submit. I forgot to talk about one more thing. That is, we are providing you, we have 21 classes with us, 7 each, right? Towards the end, we're going to provide 3 grace period, right? So once the 21 classes are over, then we are providing 3 more classes. In those classes, you can just those in 3 more days. Yeah, so in those 3 more days, you're going to just have the grace period. You can just cover up and you can brush up everything and you can create those projects and submit that all together in this form. Every day you can submit, or you can submit that in cumulative bunch, right? Anything else?
At the end of the course. So basically, how much time do they have?
So basically they have a timeline. From tomorrow you have 24 days, 21 days with the classes that we have, plus 3 more days for the grace period. By 24, once the 24 days are end, you grace periods are ended, and we're going to start the checking, and no more submission is going to happen. So try to do that every day.
Is there any other criteria for the refund?
Criteria for refund, the criteria for refund is to actually submit that, and I forgot to mention, yeah, you have to attend the classes as well. One more thing, every mentor is going to provide you each a different methodology on how you have to submit it. Some people may require a collab notebook, some people may require an HTML thing, things like that. So how are you going to get that information? By attending that classes, right? So be attentive in the classes, and I'm sure anything.
Yeah, so
Perfect.
So again, just to reiterate, the criteria for submission is going to be twofold. One, you have to attend all the live classes. Okay. Second, you have to submit all 21 projects. So 21 projects, 21 days, 21 submissions. We understand that people are busy and the classes are 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. So we are going to give 3 more grace period days so that you can submit by the 2nd of October. I think the time is, yeah. So the time is by midnight, 12 a.m. After that, your submission would be null and void, and you will not be eligible for any refund. So make sure that all the refunds are all the projects. It is my recommendation, and as Harsh said, that you should try to do the project work immediately after the class. I understand it will be difficult, but like I said, give yourself these 21 days. You're not giving us these 21 days. You're giving yourself these 21 days, and in these 21 days, you will see your life alter. Okay. So now Ashish, please let's give a review of all the 21 projects that we are going to do. Acha, just one more thing. Sorry, Ashish. So on Teachers' Day, we had a session that was not related to this particular course, but a lot of students said that we don't want to miss the registration. Can you please extend it? So this has been extended. The registration is still on, and that is why the orientation is going on YouTube as well as right now. And this registration is on till 6 p.m. tomorrow, that is 8th of September. After that, no registrations, no matter what. You will have to wait for another batch if that batch ever comes to fruition, because this was a lot of effort, right? So Ashish, on to you.
Okay, sir. Thank you. So here, like this is basically the list of projects that we have. Okay, and in this list, we basically have first 7 days taken by Harshvardhan sir, who is going to take your EDA and machine learning projects. Like these are, and they comes from different categories. For example, we have storytelling of data with Titanic dataset, cracking the code inside Netflix code strategy, content strategy, predicting house price, so it's going to be regression based problem. And apart from that, healthcare. So there will be different kind of data sets, different kind of projects you are making, from classification, from regression, from time series, and the first week only. Then coming to next seven projects are more on the deep learning side, AI, neural network side, which includes, here's the page link. Okay, that's the submission link. Okay, so let me brief you. So next seven projects that are of deep learning neural networks, they are more on the core neural network projects, where we'll start with what is neural network and those based project, which include some digital cognition, fashion amnesty data set based project, and then we gradually increase it to convolutional neural network based project, which comes under computer vision. We'll go for time series based artificial neural network based projects, which comes with LSTM, RNNs, and on top of that, we'll also discuss about NLP based project, transformer based project. How can we forget that? So we are going to train our own GPT based model from scratch, which will work on the same principle as GPT-2 is trained. And then we are also going to use some of the recently used LLM models. We are also going to have a dedicated module how you can use Hugging Face, different kind of pipelines. And then last week is totally on generative AI and agentic AI, and that they are the project that sir has also mentioned you. So this is going to be the whole project. Now sir will take you about the prerequisites, right sir?
Yeah, sure. So I just saw a question, and I could not stop. I would just like to highlight one thing, that you guys should uh, like try to write down your questions, and ask your questions after this. Just 5 more minutes, we'll take up your questions. Okay, it's not you are just we'll not be able to read whilst we are speaking, right? So it's just 5 more minutes, and then we'll talk about the questions. Okay, but the one question that I saw and I still wanted to answer, that how are the projects going to be evaluated? Well, see, that will be explained in every class at the end of the class, like Harshvardhan said, because these are 21 very different projects. It is really hard to have one single criteria, and we have taken it upon us to evaluate each and every project, right? So we are going to take some amount of time. I think we have been provided 21 to 30 business days. I had asked for more, but it's okay. We have been provided to 20 for 21 to 30 business days. So the review process will take some time, because it's not just you who's uploading their projects, it's 600 other students, 1000 other students, and we have to review each and every one, right? So you will have to be patient. Okay, so let's talk about the prerequisites. And I hope now you pause your questions for the end, and we'll go through the questions of both Zoom and YouTube and wherever we are getting questions. Okay. So there are only uh, few prerequisites that I'm sure many of you have already covered some of them. Okay. First, you will need a laptop, right? If you are on Zoom, I'm hoping that many of you are using your laptop rather than your phone. You will need to attend this class via laptop for better learning. it's our recommendation. But to do the projects, you will need a laptop. It's very hard to do so on a phone, or maybe you do it some other way. Maybe you borrow a friend's laptop or something, but you have to have a laptop. Second, obviously, you have to have an internet access. You cannot log into Zoom without an internet access, right? So not much to explain there. Third, you need to have a Gmail account. A lot of the things that we are going to do will require you to have one Gmail account at least. Okay, you can have multiple. That will be good for you, and we'll showcase in some of the projects why it's better to have multiple, right? Fourth, you should have Python installed in your laptop, computer, whatever you want to call it. Okay, you should be able to run. You should be able to print hello world. You should be able to do 1+1. Okay, that's the prerequisites for most of the sessions. Now, there are two things that you will need to learn more. But these four prerequisites have been explained before the beginning of the course as well. But I'm going to add a few things now. One, you will need to know either you will need to understand either how Google Drive works, and you are able to create a shared link, because without that, you will not be able to provide us a link that works, right? We will not be able to review your links, your projects, without having an accessible link. Or you will need to publish your projects in something called as Git, and you will need to learn Git. Git by default is, that's a weird ad, but anyway, Git by default is public, and you will need to understand what is Git. This is also a route that you can take. Okay, if either you need to understand how Google Drive works, or you need to understand how Git works. Now, for 20 of the 21 projects, these are all the prerequisites. For the last and only the last project, which is the 21st project, which I think will be on 28th September or 28th, yeah, 28th September, you will also have to learn a bit of Docker. This is only for the 21st project. Otherwise, you will need to spend a lot of money. Okay, we are going to do something with a tool called N8N. Okay, this tool will allow us to create no code based agentic workflows, right? But see, ultimately, this is a premium product. They have provided a free Docker file via which you can set up your N8N locally. Okay, so you need to learn how to run those two commands. These are just two commands that you will need to learn for the 21st project. These are all of the prerequisites. Now, if you have any question, we are up for it. Maybe all of us can take some questions. So, what is happening? अच्छा आप इधर आपको इधर होना है चलो अच्छा चलिए. So let me just look at some comments. If not project, okay, इतने सारे नहीं. Is Docker paid now? No, Docker is not paid. Okay, but is Linux preferred? Not really. This is not a Linux based course. Can we submit all the projects at the end of the closure? Yes, but you will have to make 21 submissions. So, and there's a high chance that you might miss something, so we don't recommend it, but yes, you can do that. Okay, if the submitted project not reach the match, then can we submit again? No, this is one project, one submission. Because again, understand that we will have to evaluate your second submission, right? We are not going to do that, because this is we have like close to I think 600 2,100 projects to review amongst the three of us. Okay, so it's going to be really hard if there are more than that. Okay, so if we want to try the project before the class, well, even if you want to try the project before the class, you can do that. all of these resources are, we are not creating some new kind of project, right? We are creating projects that are industry specific. So you will find resources not only on GFG but other places as well. Okay, do you got any recommendation to learn Docker? Yes, this is it. Introduction to Docker, GFG. This is a really good page. I have reviewed it. What are the parameters to evaluate or submit? Sorry, answers कर रहा हूँ. What are the parameters to evaluate our submitted project? Well, for like I said, for each project it will be different, and it will be have to be left for the teacher to evaluate how they teacher to decide how they evaluate each project. Now I will drink water, and Ashish and Harsh are going to answer.
Okay. What
ठीक
is
है.
certificate?
We got a question कि can we use Google Colab? Absolutely, you can use Google Colab. Again, that's totally a thing. Some of our projects you're going to submit the projects in an IPY and BY format, so you can submit that using Jupyter Notebook, which will require Python in your local host in your local system. Otherwise, you can use Google Colab. Absolutely okay.
And one question is NA10 for local. Is it free? Yes, it is free. Can we share GitHub link?
Yes.
GitHub link, yeah. I'll
Yes,
share
right?
that. So GitHub link, I'll share that towards in the first
For
class.
project submission.
Yeah, you can submit that.
Right.
Absolutely.
As long as it is public.
Yes.
And that's something you need to make sure. Otherwise, if it is private and then we are not getting that link, so then it's not on us. Like I have made all the submissions and it's not working for me.
Where will I get the data sets? Okay, so majorly the data sets are from Kaggle. Otherwise, I'll show you my GitHub. I'll show you Geeks GitHub repository where we're going to upload the data sets. Again, towards in the first class itself. So be active in the first class. I'll show you where the data sets are provided. Okay,
And
don't worry about that.
This is where you will get it.
Yes.
Yeah, we will also upload it.
This is the place where you will get an extra button, and that is it.
Right.
That's all. Okay. Increase the weight of the project repo link. Not exactly, obviously not. Repo link, how can the weight of the link how it can increase the weight of the link? Okay, you can deploy it anyhow.
Recording availability 1 year.
Recording availabilities of 1 year.
1 year from the purchase
date of purchase.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's from okay, so it's almost 1 year. Okay, let's keep it that way. How will attendance get marked? Based on the recordings or based on the live lectures that you have attended? Is there any criteria like how much duration you need to attend?
So you will have to always you will always have to log in with the registered Gmail ID, right? So if you try to so Zoom will your Zoom, there should be like a Zoom account, right? You should be having, and that will be registered in the first class, and we'll check for it in the remaining 20 classes. Your name will be mapped to that Zoom ID, and we'll cross check for that in the next 20 classes. If you are not available in the first class, you're definitely not eligible, right?
And there's eligibility also that you need to be present in the class for more than 75% of the time. Again, that's the Zoom's way of marking your attendance present.
Okay, Sri,
can you explain that further? So
Basically what happens is, suppose that the class is of 22 hours, 2 hours 30 minutes, for 70% or 75% of the time you'll have to be active in that. By active, I don't mean spamming me in the comments. No, you just have to be in the section. You just have to be present in the class. Why the 75%? Because we understand that there could be some internet problems that sometimes you get disconnected, but that's absolutely okay. Be active for more than 75%. Don't take 75% cut to cut, right?
Harsh, I also have a question. Can we use these projects as a major project for final year?
So we don't recommend doing that. Sorry, I'll take that up, because for a major you are supposed to put in like 6 months of effort and not like one day. So you can take these as a starting point for your major. For example, we have a OCR related project or a style transfer project. You can maybe create a new style rather than just doing a style transfer and then do the style transfer. That would be a good major project. Okay, don't like cheat your teacher. Okay.
I'll take one more question, that is it free or paid? Now that's for the YouTube audience. Again, right now we are streaming both for Zoom and YouTube. So again, as Sampoon sir mentioned, it is going to be a paid course. We wanted to make it free, but again, if you are accountable for the entire thing, you are again available for the entire thing, you're going to get that for almost free. So we have a 90% refund policy. Again, we have shown that in the notice board and we have already talked about that. But again, you need to be submitting the projects, right? 21 projects, you need to submit 21 projects of them. And you have to be active in the class for more than 75 to 80% of the thing. If you are doing both the criterias and also in the submissions that you're doing, we are going to evaluate the submissions. If it is of not that level, then again, there's going to be a problem. So 21 projects submission, first of all, evaluation should be of a good level, and each and every mentor is going to tell you what is the good level and be active in the class. You're going to get 90% of the refund.
I got another question for generative AI projects. Sir, are you gonna use OpenAI tokens?
No, we are going to give you some secret sauce where you are able to use paid LLM APIs without you paying anything. Okay, that is a secret that's left for the 15th day of the course. Okay. What are some next good questions? There's no buy button, enroll button on the website. Okay, so actually the course was supposed to be. So if you will check tomorrow morning, it will be available to enroll. It will be available to purchase. Okay. Okay. Can I purchase today? Today will be a bit hard because we close the uh, purchases. On Friday, we are going to open the purchases again. I think around 12 a.m. midnight Indian Standard Time, and it will be available till 6 p.m. Indian Standard Time again. Okay.
Uh, how do we connect if we have any question or need clarification?
So there is going to be a 6 months assistance, right? There we have built some system, and there will be TAs as well supporting you. You can ask your doubts with the TAs, and if you have any questions, and if there is time left in the class, which I doubt, you can ask any question related to any previous class.
Okay. Link related to the basic, get G drive related to submissions.
Can you share any link related to basic G drive related submission? I don't understand. Sorry. Yeah, I don't understand the question. Can you please elaborate?
MacBook suits for project? Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
So you don't need to worry about a laptop. It can be like INR 20,000 laptop, and it will still work. We are going to ensure that. Okay.
prerequisite is laptop and charger of this. That's fine.
Yeah, laptop होगा तो charger तो होगा.
So do I have to install Docker daemon?
You will have to install Docker daemon, but my recommendation is to install Docker desktop. Again, this is only for one project and only one project. Okay. Yeah. If anyone new here without knowing ML and ML background, then he is able to learn this course. Yes, like I said, you don't need machine learning background. You need laptop, you need internet, you need Gmail account, you need Python installed in your local system, and at least done basic Python like print hello world and 1+1. Okay. Okay. We cannot be providing the project before class. We cannot be providing the project links before the class. This will give you guys undue advantage because not everyone will see the project before the class, right? Some of us will have classes, some of us will have college, some of us will have office, right? So we are going to release them at the end of the class. Okay. What are some good questions? Do we get recording and resources? Yes. In the live session, you will have these recordings. Upcoming ki jagah, instead of upcoming, you will have play button present over here. It will be available for 1 year. Additionally, there will be a resources hyperlink pop-up button Is it purple button or hyperlink? I don't remember, but yeah, that will be available, and we will be providing you that all of the resources over here.
Do we get lecture recordings and certificates? Yes, you will.
I'd like to elaborate one more point that if you go to the live tab, scroll towards the end of everything, then you're going to see an archive section, and in that archive section, you're going to see the play and the resources section. Not in the upcoming ones, in the archive section. Okay.
Okay, are you going to find an LLM, sir?
No. Okay, so the question is, so I'll just be in the screen. The question is, are we going to fine tune LLMs? Well, no, because it's not a 12-hour class. I don't think I can teach it in a 2-hour class, but still the projects will be very, very relevant. In fact, that is probably the only project that I could not, compress into 2 hours. I tried, but no, that's not possible. Considering the fact that we are trying to teach you guys the conceptuals, the code, and the implementation, and how it is relevant to the industry, as well as explain the prerequisites and the submissions and everything. All of that cannot be covered. And doubts, if you guys have any. Yeah.
Can you post the projects on GitHub? Yes, for sure.
Yeah, you can post your projects on GitHub, but try to avoid posting the resources that we provide, because you know what, you guys have paid for it, so I would not do that. Maybe modify them, make what you're going to submit, definitely put it on GitHub. Why not? Can I keep in resume? Yes, please. So first of all, there are two aspects to this question. You are not going to put 21 projects in any resume. If I have a resume with 21 projects, I will throw it away. Okay. What you will need to do is select the organization, right? And for each organization, maybe these 5 projects are good, right? For another organization, maybe these 5 projects are good. For another organization, maybe these 8 projects are good. So you will keep you will create a github.io portfolio profile page, and at the very last session, I will share some links how to do that. Okay, we'll not have a session around that, but I will provide some links. Okay, and you will publish all these 20. You can publish most of these 21 projects and their summaries, not the code, but their summaries and your submissions into these 21 into your github.io profile. So yes, definitely keep them in your resume, but cherry pick, identify which organization will be keeping which organization and which project map, right? Match the following you will have to do. Okay.
The question is, all agentic AI projects are no code, or we need to code some of them?
So only the last one. So there are going to be 3 agentic AI projects. Only the last one is going to be no code. I do not believe, time for some opinion, I guess. I do not believe that no code is the future. They are really slow to update, and tools like n8n and make.com, they're really slow to update, right? But agentic AI is very, very fast moving, right? Things like crew AI, pydantic AI, they are just much more faster.
Can we get certificate for completion?
Yes, you will be getting one single certificate, not 21 certificates.
Okay. What about the concept?
I have completed ML and half of DL. Can I join these program? Absolutely, as sir mentioned. You just need to know Python basics. You should know how to print and print hello world, and you should know basics of things. That would be enough. You
Any
should-
maths about machine learning is taught. We just have 2 hours, okay, per projects. Okay, so I think that will answer the things. But eventually we'll give you a brief how the project works. How, for example, if the project is on neural networks, we'll explain you what is neural network, how the back propagation is doing. Eventually, then we'll jump on the implementation part. First, 10 to 15 minute minimum is on the intuition. What are we going to make? Why are we making it? And then the rest of the things will follow it with the project. So yes, but will not go back to like pen and paper and explain with maths.
Is documentation in the evaluation criteria?
Documentation in the evaluation criteria. So if it is there, obviously the project should be well documented, right? If it is there, definitely we have different criteria for different projects. If we have evaluation in that particular case, if you have documentation in that particular case, you will have some extra marks for that, right?
Yeah.
So that will be there.
Okay. Can I put 21 projects in a single? मैं question पढ़ देता हूँ. आप बोलो
Okay,
answer. Can I put 21 projects in a single repository? Or
No.
Sing.
Okay, in that particular case,
When
yes, in that particular case, you need to give a separate link for every project.
Yeah.
You can save all the things in one project, in one repo, but inside that you will be having different folders structured in folders in a structured way. Yes, then it will.
Will you be doing the full project in class?
Yes,
How long would each project take?
2 to 2.5 hours.
Will this workshop play master stroke for getting praise? Yeah. What if I miss some lectures? I have some exams. So if you miss some lectures because you have some exams, we understand. So that is why we have given you guys 3 grace days for submission. But ultimately, if you miss lectures, right, you will not be eligible for refund. You will still get the recordings. You can still submit, but you will not be eligible for refund. Okay, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so the recordings will be available for 1 year. Okay, so that's not a major issue. Scam? I don't know what is a scam. We are not a scam, definitely. Where did you get inspiration for the projects? How did you come up with what to teach? See, okay, that's a really, really good question. So Ashish has been teaching for 4.5 years. Harshvardhan has been teaching since the beginning of his career. I have been in the industry for 10 plus years, and I've switched to teaching just 3 months ago. And I have had really positive feedback around my teaching. But the fact of the matter is that I've seen that many interns, newbies, data scientists, people who want to become data scientists, they think about theory. But in the real world, there is only implementation. Nobody cares how good you are at theory in any corporate, but if you are not good at projects, then you are not a good employee, right? And many of these projects, whether that be text to SQL project or the OCR project or the newsletter project or the market analyst project, the style transfer project, they are around industry projects only. Okay, these are real world projects that I myself have implemented, productionized, deployed. Okay.
Does remove marks affect refund?
Yes, the you will be scored out of 10 for each project, and if you get anything below a 4, you will not be, if you will not be refunded, because again, if you look at the notice board, the definition of complete is end-to-end run, required artifacts, passes review. What does that mean? Well, it means that first of all, there should be no bugs in your code. Second, there should not be some old library in your code. Third, there was a very funny story that an interviewee printed out the diamond pattern rather than using a for loop, right? So that kind of a thing will kick you out of the review process. Okay, it's really hard to get 4. It's much harder to get a 4 rather than a 10. Okay, so don't worry about it. If you are attentive in class, if you understand how to submit, you will not get a 4. Okay.
Sir, another question.
Yeah.
I have 2 years of experience in as an ML engineer. Are these projects good enough for a switch?
Sorry.
I have 2 years of experience as an ML engineer. Are these projects good enough for a switch?
What are you switching into? As an ML engineer, you have the job that people are vying for. But if you're looking for, a much bigger role like a data scientist or a GenAI engineer, then again, these projects they are not, just the projects that you will need to do, at least the theory behind it. ठीक है, आपको मतलब पूरी डिटेल में घुसना पड़ेगा ना, because ultimately how do you switch? You have to give interviews, you have to in interviews the conceptuals, the theory is warranted in much more deeper detail. Okay, so if you want to switch, yes, these projects are a good starting point. And again, I'm telling you guys that this is not going to be the end of data science study that you are going to do. This is the beginning. Okay, if the recordings are available 1 year from now, then how will you evaluate our submissions? Well, the recordings and submissions are two separate things. Even if you fail to get a submission, a review, sorry, even if you fail to get a refund, the submissions are only for the refund. You have purchased the course, right? Whether you pay 100% of it or only 10%, you will still get the recordings no matter what.
So will you be explaining the code line by line, or is it going to be a doubt session?
No, we will try to explain not line by line, because sometimes the lines are a bit too small to even explain, right? I'm not going to explain if x colon, right? I'll try to explain block by block, and not just it will be all of us, right?
I'm using Python 3.8. Should I update it?
Not really. 3.8, yes, we'll switch to 3.11, preferably 3.11.13.
Is VS Code enough?
Mm, yeah, VS Code is good enough, but how the issue becomes that submission will become slightly harder for you.
Adiba has a question. Could you please introduce all these steps?
So
That's something we can do at the end.
yeah, let's do that at the end. We'll take a couple of minutes after your questions. Who will help? Will this help for product manager? No, this is not a course for becoming product managers. In fact, uh, for becoming product managers, you need to look into look into our data analytics program as a beginning. Again, data analytics and business analytics are the core of a product manager. Okay. What are your expectations in the projects that we do? See, my expectation is fairly simple, and I know that Harsh will be a bit angry, but yeah, I'll disclose some of the submissions that we are going to ask. We are going to ask you to upload a screenshot of Kaggle, okay, for one of the projects. Okay, why are we asking that? Well, we want your portfolio to be created, and for a data scientist, no portfolio is greater than a Kaggle portfolio, right? So there's a saying in Hindi, दो तीर से एक निशान, एक तीर से दो निशाने, right? So one arrow, two strikes, right? So that's our goal. Your submission gets evaluated, and it's easy for us to evaluate the submission, right? And your Kaggle profile is also built. Okay. What else? Are these projects completely beginner level? Being an intermediate GenAI aspirant, will this help me or not? So these, not all projects are in beginner level. I think, in fact, maybe 3 are beginner level, maybe four are beginner level. Rest are either intermediate or advanced. Okay. Yeah, so for each of those 3 domains that we are targeting, ML, deep learning, and GenAI, we are starting with a very small basic beginner level project, so that you guys get accustomed to what is going to come to you next. YouTube. It depends on you and your speed. How long will it take to complete a single project? Uh, for us, we will walk you guys through in 2 to 2.5 hours. But for the submission, it depends on you and your pace of work. There's no single way of answering this. Some people might finish it in 1 hour, others might struggle in 6 hours. Right? We don't know you well enough to answer that question. The one that you used to pay with, right? The Gmail ID that you used to pay with. IDE. Okay, not I thought ID. Okay, IDE. Any is okay. VS Code is the most popular one, uh, but I like PyCharm as well. It's not popular at all, but yeah, maybe that's why I like it. But yeah, and you will be using something called as Google Colab a lot. YouTube के कुछ questions देखते हैं. Sir, will you be नहीं है? अच्छा. Deployment in Streamlit or Docker? Well, deployment नहीं कर रहे हैं हम यहाँ. We are not going to do any deployment. Okay, this is going to be a portfolio building, and we'll look at deployment maybe in the next version of this. Yeah. No. Is sharing Google Drive link acceptable? Yes, perfectly acceptable, as long as it is publicly available. We do not get access to any private links. And just a FYI, one of the easiest way to test it is create a shared link, copy it, open a new browser in incognito mode, and just paste that link. Is it visible or not? Okay.
Can you use cursor code editor?
You can use any editor, you can use any IDE, you can use any chatbot, right? You can use ChatGPT to finish the submissions, you will get all of the money back. But then what about your learning, right? If you don't care about your learning, use any ChatGPT, Gemini, Cursor, whatever. But I highly discourage that. Okay. Matlab, समझो ना, for these 21 days, forget that ChatGPT exists.
कोर्स में मेन एजेंडा रिफंड नहीं होना चाहिए.
Again, what will absolutely right, Ashish. The main agenda of the course is not to get a refund, right? Refund, matlab, the price is already quite low, right? And the goal should be to learn, start. Matlab, I've seen students who are stuck in theory for 1 year, 2 years. They don't start. This is, matlab, I'll put out another opinion. With the introduction of all of these cursor IDs and vibe coding tools and AI tools, right? Uh, AI pair programming tools. Our world is going to become much more execution first. People will start creating projects without understanding them. We don't want to be with that, but execution first approach is not completely invalid if you supplement it with later learning. Okay. I hope you guys didn't get offended by this opinion. This is opinion and opinion only, right?
Common questions is spam or how are you going to evaluate our project?
How are we going to evaluate your projects? Well, for each project, the criteria is different. For each project, I disclosed for one project. We do not want to disclose until and unless it is the last few minutes of the class. We do not want to give anybody any undue advantage.
Hindi.
There are a lot of folks who are saying Hindi. There are a lot of folks who are saying English. We hope that people who are comfortable in Hindi are also comfortable in English. And in any case, this is going to be a corporate level course, right? You have to write the code in English. You have to speak in the corporate world. It is going to be an English speaking world.
Again, common question, fees.
Fees is 2100 rupees, out of which you have the capability. If you have the capability, you can get up to 90% refund. You have the discipline, you have the capability. Well, data science is not that huge. Everybody has the capability. If you have the discipline, then you get the 90% refund. And again, I know I was against this 2nd October thing. Okay. I know it is very tempting to wait till the end of the course to finish all 21 projects, but please don't try to do that. It will be not good for you guys. And एक मिनट ना मैं क्वेश्चन नहीं लूंगा, ठीक है? I'll just say one thing. Ashish, Harsh, and I have worked a lot for this course, right? The 2 hour class, that you will see in the future. It took us, each 2 hour class takes around 3.5 days for us to prepare, if not more. 3.5 days for each class. We have been working really hard to give you guys something really, value, that is value adding to your life, to your learning. What I'm not trying to, apni tarif nahi kar raha hu. What my point is that if you do enter the class, try to focus, try to give us the 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 focus and attention we deserve, right? Okay. And again, बहुत मेहनत लगी यार. It took us a lot of effort just deciding the 21 projects that we are going to do. It took us 1 week. It was a 1 week of continuous debate. I still remember Ashish and I got into like almost into a fist fight for that, right? Just deciding the table of contents of the course was 1 week. So please try to be as focused, as attentive, and that is why we wanted this to make this we wanted to make this free, but we wanted only people who are serious, because we understood the massive undertaking we are about to take. But look at all other uh, people. You will not find such course anywhere else, right? I again, not something related to any of your questions, but I hope you guys understand where I am coming from.
एंड आई वुड लाइक टू ऐड वन मोर पॉइंट कि ये जो प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं ये हैं डिस्टिल्ड होते हैं कि 2-3 दिन का कंटेंट 2 घंटे में आपको पढ़ना है. सो अगर आपने थोड़ा सा भी पॉइंट मिस कर दिया, 5 मिनट आप अटेंटिव नहीं रहे, सो देयर आर वेरी हाई चांसेस आगे का भी आपको समझ ना आए. सो यू नीड टू बी अटेंटिव इन द क्लास because there are a lot of things happening in these 2 hours, and as sir mentioned, we have put a lot of efforts in those projects.
It's really going to be, each session is going to be really information dense, so you need to be aware of the session, you need to be present in the session.
And undoubtedly we can be like, I can say it ki this is by far going to be the best course you can purchase, right now for building the projects.
So again, thank you Ashish sir ये बोलने के लिए, because you need to be present in the class. The first 7 classes that I'm taking, be attentive in those classes, because they are going to be the fundamental. I mean, be attentive in all the classes, but again, the first 7 classes are going to be the fundamental for what they are going to teach further. Again, okay. So yeah, we have to complete each project after. There's no such criteria that you have to complete the project as and when I completed. You have 24 days submission criteria, but that was again my opinion that you should do it as and when the project is done, so that you don't forget anything and you're going to submit the things. Sir already mentioned that there's going to be submission criteria like a Kaggle file format. Okay, so that's one of the thing, but each of the mentors are providing different formats in which you have to submit the submissions, and that's going to be the secret up till then, at
So
least for this.
इधर स्पैम हो रहा है, कैन यू प्लीज टेल मी अबाउट द कैगल थिंग. अब भूल जाओ अभी के लिए, एक प्रोजेक्ट का सबमिशन है वो. अभी और भी बहुत सारे हैं, 21 प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं उसके अलावा, 20 प्रोजेक्ट्स उसके अलावा.
Sir, I only know Python basics. Will I be able to understand? Absolutely. If you again pay attention to the class, what we are teaching, yes, you will be able to understand it.
What are the prerequisites? Latecomers.
इतने में तो एब्सेंट लग जाएगी.
One leave day तो होना चाहिए. One leave day should be present.
You have 3.
You have 3. We don't have any.
ओके, यहाँ पे सवाल है, इस हाउ इज इवैल्यूएशन गोइंग टू वर्क फॉर 1 ईयर ऑडिट सेशन. इवैल्यूएशन वाला जो काम है वो 24 दिन के अंदर हो जाएगा. 1 ईयर फॉर द रिकॉर्डिंग्स जो आप बाद में पोर्टल पे देख सकते हो. कोर्स का एक्सेस आपके पास में 1 साल तक रहेगा. हाँ, अलग चीजें. Are the projects here word? Yes, they are.
Let me. These projects are good for which roles? Is it even good for AI developer?
Again, these are the basic project that you should do to get inside this field, again as sir mentioned. But yeah, they are, it's like a tree, एक tree की तरह समझो, हर tree के का ये component है. You have to explore the tree on your own, but this is the major component that you should know first.
इस कोर्स में डेटा एनालिटिक्स के प्रोजेक्ट्स भी हैं, ईडीए भी है, मशीन लर्निंग भी है, डीप लर्निंग है, जनरेटिव एआई, एजेंटिक एआई, वी हैव ऑल दीज थिंग्स. So even if you want to go for generative AI engineering, we have projects on that, and these projects are stepping stone. ये जो आपने कर लिया, on top of that you need to dig into details of it. Okay, it's not like this project is enough and I can get a job. It's not like that. Okay.
GitHub repo ka link, can we share it? Yes, you can share that in the Google form. Again, this is the form, this is where you can submit it. You can just select कौन सा project you are taking, supposedly this project, just click on that project, and this is the URL. You can submit the URL in a collab link, or you can submit the GitHub link. Anything works. There should be a submission.
Make sure it's public.
Yes,
That is the main criteria.
So can you please share the link where we can find we can enroll for this course? Just Google it.
just Google it. 1 second.
No, not you. Ask them.
Google it.
Okay, you can see the link in the description, those who are joined from YouTube. We have it, right?
We have it in the
Yes.
description as well.
हाँ, तो आपका काम आसान हो गया. पर हाँ, ठीक है, अगर सर्च करोगे तो एसईओ में फायदा हो
नहीं,
जाएगा.
है. It's in there in the.
Okay. Perfect. Sorted. So इधर
we'll
तो
make
अभी
maybe-
repeat
Sir,
हो रहे हैं.
is it mandatory to post on LinkedIn?
No, but we would really appreciate. There are two reasons, right? One is personally हम लोग भी खुश होते हैं. Ultimately, at the end of the day, we are teachers. We like it when people. You don't have to tag us, but we'll find that post, okay? But अगर आपको geeks को tag कर दीजिए, ठीक है? हमें tag करने की जरूरत नहीं है, but हम लोग खुश होंगे, ठीक है? हमें भी अच्छा लगेगा, हमें भी दिखेगा कि भैया हाँ, पिछले 6, 7, 10 हफ्तों की जो मेहनत है वो अच्छी है, कहीं तो सफल हुई. The second reason is I already said that it should be accountability. It's not for us, it's more for you. You need to be accountable, right? आपको वो discipline कैसे बनती है? One of the easiest way to make yourself disciplined is to ensure that your goals are made public, and there are friends who will beat the crap out of you if you are not covering your goals, right? So that is how you get disciplined.
Not able to enroll.
Not able to enroll. We'll fix that. We'll try to fix that. In fact, अर्पित, राघव को बोल दीजिए ना यार कि हम लोग उस कोर्स में एनरोल नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. ठीक है, अभी मैसेज कर दीजिए और कॉल कर देंगे तो बेस्ट है. ठीक है, we'll fix that. Okay, there are so many questions still coming in. Can we do this project after the class or when classes are beginning? So don't try to do the project with us. I don't recommend doing that. Try to focus on us, listen to us, ask any questions if you have. Okay, if you try to do things on your own in parallel, you will miss a few things. That has been my recommendation. Okay. If you only know basic of Python, then yes, you can learn the 21 projects. Are for agentic AI, are we going to use already trained models? Yes, we are going to use already trained models. We are not going to create our own. Okay, will LangChain or any other Python frameworks be covered? Yes, LangChain and other Python frameworks will be covered. अब लोगों को दिख रहा होगा कि हम लोग अब थक गए हैं, है ना? तो है ना? तो we'll just do 11 more minutes. It's 9:19. 11 more minutes of questions. Okay.
सर, एक कॉमन क्वेश्चन है सर, मैं आप लोगों को टैग करूंगा तो कोई प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं है?
बहुत प्रॉब्लम है यार, हमारे को टैग करने के पैसे लगते हैं बहुत. ठीक है, फ्री में नहीं होते हम लोग टैग. अरे करो टैग यार, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, हम लोग भी खुश होंगे. ठीक है. So it's just the beginning, not the job buying. No, industry relevant projects तो है ना. कुछ projects beginners के लिए हैं. Like I said, 4 projects are for beginners, right? What Harshvardhan said was that this is the beginning of your learning journey, not the beginner projects. Okay, अगर आपने text to SQL का project जो है यहाँ पे, if you do it, okay, So LinkedIn ID, people are asking for my LinkedIn ID. भाई मेरा नाम बहुत यूनिक है, मिल जाएगी, संपूर्ण रतन, हर्षवर्धन और आशीष को तो तब भी देनी पड़ेगी, ठीक है, ठीक है। तो let me just finish my point. Okay, so if let's say you were talking about text to SQL, you will need to understand what is data ontology, yeah, which is not going to be covered in this particular course, because that's like a 30-day course in itself. Okay, just understanding data ontology. But जब आप एक इंडस्ट्री में काम कर रहे होंगे तो आपको डेटा ऑन्टोलॉजी क्या होती है वो समझना पड़ेगा, एफएनडी लेयर क्या होती है, फैक्ट एंड डायमेंशन लेयर क्या होती है वो समझना पड़ेगा। ये सारी डेटा इंजीनियरिंग की चीजें हैं जो एक डेटा साइंटिस्ट को समझनी पड़ेंगी, बट हम लोग इस कोर्स में कवर नहीं करेंगे। बट आपको टेक्स्ट टू सीक्वल कैसे करना है वो अच्छे से समझना है। will this project be production ready project? No, but will it help you in guiding what to do next, what to search for next, what to study next? Yes. I hope I answered your question. Can I use these projects as minor? Please don't use these projects as minor projects or major projects. इनमें बहुत ज्यादा एफर्ट डालना चाहिए, थोड़ा और जेलसली करो। आप इन सबको ना अपना एक स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट बनाओ। आपको तो अल्टीमेटली अगेन गोल ये थोड़ी ना है कि अपने कॉलेज में चीटिंग करनी है, आपको तो सीखना है ना। तो इफ यू हैव अ स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट, why not use this opportunity to expand our project? You have 21 projects that you might you can like any one of these projects and expand it further and use that as a minor, major, whatever project. Okay, please don't cheat your college. Minor projects and major projects, don't cheat your teachers. वो भी मतलब speak as a teacher, I'm saying this, they are also putting in a lot of effort, I'm 100% sure. And minor projects and major projects are actually required to put in like months of effort. हाँ, पकड़े भी जाते हैं काफी बच्चे तो। Where is the form link? The form link is on the notice board over here. Submit your project here. This is a hyperlink. This is not just blue HTML text. Okay.
Can you tell us the timing of the class? Will the classes be taking place 21 days continuously?
Yes, the classes will be taking 21 days continuously from tomorrow onwards, 8 p.m. to 10 to maybe 10:30 p.m. depending on the complexity of each project. Okay. आप सर्च कर लीजिए यार, हम लोग अभी बैठ के टाइप नहीं करेंगे अपनी लिंक्डइन प्रोफाइल, ठीक है, प्लीज यू कैन सर्च। And what happened? Did the Zoom close? No. Okay. Can we get the theory of the topics? No, we do not want you to learn on your own. We want specifically, there is going to be a specific way to learn so that you can implement these things very, very quickly. Okay, so have the patience and have the faith in us. Okay, these projects are very diligently created, very thoroughly reviewed. Like I think we have looked at each project at least 3 times, right? So have the patience and have the faith. Okay, will I be eligible for the refund if I attend any lecture partially? What does partially means? So by default, Zoom has a policy that your attendance will be calculated only if you attend 75% of the time. Okay, so if a class is for 100 minutes, you have to attend at least 75 minutes. Okay, 75 minutes at least. So try to attend all 100 minutes. But again, अगर आपका policy आपका goal refund है तो बता दो भाई, मतलब है ना, ठीक है। Can we get no, will I be नहीं, criteria to generate certificate? So the criteria to generate a certificate is just closure of the entire course, which is going to happen on 2nd October. Even if you don't attend a single class, which we do not recommend, this is not a training program, this is a course, right? You will still get that certificate. So again, if your goal is to get a certificate, that goal has been already achieved via the fact that you have made a payment. Can we leave now? Maybe 5 more minutes. So orientation में attendance नहीं है ना. If you want to leave, you can leave. We have to deploy our project for submission. No, you have to publish your project. There's a difference between publish and deploy. The deployment means that there's a AWS server or something, but you, when publishing means publishing it on Dropbox, Google Drive, GitHub, any of the repositories. Okay. Thank you for taking up this course. You're very welcome. और कोई क्वेश्चन है भाई? बहुत सारे हैं. Are all agentic AI projects no code, or in some we will code? Yes, Shivam, I have already answered this question. We will be coding in two. There are three agentic AI projects. For two, we will be doing code. For one, we will be doing no code. Okay. If we miss the live class, then watching the recorded class also count? No. Okay. What about folks who have office during that time? Well, my recommendation is still purchase the course, because I personally believe that the course is worth it. You will not get uh, the refund, but you will have the recorded classes, and you will still have the recorded classes for 1 more year. Okay. Is this available for free? No. Or only the orientation session is available for free. Just to highlight that you guys can still sign up for the course. Arpit, is that solved? क्या? But solve हो गया, तो please solve करवाइए. ठीक है, we are getting it solved, so it will be available. What about ANN, CNN? Will those topics be taught? Yes, those will be taught by Ashish sir. I have 10 plus years of experience with Java. I'm trying to move my career to AI. Yeah, this will be an excellent place to start. If you're thinking this is a good place to start, yes, this is an excellent place to start. Okay. But if you're thinking that this is the only place you will need to look at, no. You will still need to learn all of the theory, go dive much deeper into the maths of back propagation, why LLMs work, what are transformers, that Ashish will be teaching, but he will be teaching it just the conceptuals and the code. No maths will be taught, right? Okay. Outside of India, students can be enrolled in this course. Yes, they can be enrolled, but your government will charge some taxes, which we do not have any control over. Those will not be refunded as well. Those go to your government, not to us. So we cannot refund that. Okay. Okay. So the last two questions I'm going to take in last two questions. अच्छा question पूछो. Is there any multi-agent project? यार ये अच्छा question नहीं है. But yes, I'll not count it as my last two questions. Do GenAI projects require a lot of memory to run? Is there any minimum memory requirement? That is a good question. No. We will be using paid LLM APIs. Those do require a lot of RAM, GPU RAM, but not our RAM, the RAM of maybe Google, OpenAI. And you don't worry, you will not have to pay a single dime. Okay, can we enhance solution with free deployment? I don't even know what that means. How will anyone with basic Python knowledge do machine learning? You will be taught the conceptuals. You will not be thrown into the den and be like, project submit karo, nahi to paise nahi denge. You will be taught adequately. You will be taught informatively. As long as you are paying attention, the session will be adequate for you to start your machine learning journey. Okay. Can you list out the technologies that you're going to teach in this course? Just curious to know. For each session, there will be like a basic pre-cap kind of thing, what we'll be talking about, right? And what we are going to teach, what technologies. सारे 21 projects में बताना अभी हमें खुद ध्यान नहीं होगा, right? और हर एक के अपने अपने बोलना भी मुश्किल होगा. ठीक है, 1.5 घंटे से बोल रहे हैं. ठीक है. So, okay, the last thing was introducing ourselves. Do we still need to do that? No? Yes? अरे यार लोग तो अब भी क्वेश्चंस ही पूछे जा रहे हैं. Can I enroll being a third year tech student? Yeah, obviously. Will it be difficult to do these projects if we have no prior knowledge to of AI and ML? I'm not going to lie. It is going to be difficult. Is it going to be impossible? No. Is it going to be doable? Yes. But it is going to be difficult. Okay. The goal of this course was not to make your life easy, right? The goal of this course for you to start, right? It is to make your life difficult. I though was against 2nd October. I wanted submission of the same on the same day, right? But again ना, कैसे सीखेगा कोई? आज कोई प्रोजेक्ट पढ़ाया मैंने, वो एक हफ्ते बाद वापस देख रहा है, आधा ही चीजें तो भूल ही चुका होगा क्योंकि 6 और क्लासेस हैं भाई, इतनी इंफॉर्मेशन डेंस है ना. Sorry, I got a bit passionate. So let's just introduce ourselves. Okay. पहले मैं अच्छा. Okay. So guys, I'm Sampurn Ratan Jain. I have been working in the data science industry for 10 years. And when I started in 2015, I joined a startup. First of all, उस startup में I was the fourth person. Okay. And उस टाइम पे डेटा साइंस नाम का जॉब रोल ही नहीं होता था इंडिया में. और at the end of 10 years, the startup had 450 people with 40 data scientists working under me. Okay. So so understand that I have not just done 1, 2, 10, 20 projects. I have done 150 different projects, and I'm talking about the projects that are in production even to this day. जो प्रोडक्शन में नहीं किए, POCs जो होते हैं ना, वो तो बहुत ही ज्यादा हैं, right? It's okay. I hope I'm still visible. I think the TV went out, but ठीक है. Okay. So I know, I have seen the growth of the industry from plain old machine learning to deep learning to transformers to Gen AI and agentic AI. And I wanted to, after a certain while, I wanted to, I enjoy. So जब आप ना एक थोड़े सीनियर हो जाते हो तो आपको ना पढ़ाना पड़ता है. इवन इफ यू आर इन अ कंपनी, आपको इंटर्न्स को पढ़ाना पड़ता है, प्रोजेक्ट कैसे करते हैं वो समझाना पड़ता है, मेंटर करना पड़ता है काफी लोगों को. ठीक है. आई एंजॉयड दैट एस्पेक्ट ऑफ द जॉब द मोस्ट, एंड दैट इज व्हाई आई एम हियर विद यू गाइस टीचिंग टुडे. एंड आई होप दैट आप लोग भी मेरे को उतना ही अटेंशन और उतना ही फोकस दें, ताकि मैं भी आप लोगों को उतना ही फोकस और अटेंशन दे पाऊं. आप लोगों के साथ आप लोगों को पढ़ाने में मुझे उतना ही मजा आए. ठीक है. दिस वाज अ वेरी क्विक इंट्रोडक्शन. बाकी तो हम लोग मिल ही रहे हैं, है ना. एंड यूट्यूब वाले जो हैं उनको आई होप टू सी देम एज वेल. ओके. आशीष सर.
Hello guys, my name is Ashish Jangra. I'm data science mentor at Geeks for Geeks. Working from last 4.5 years, one of the founding member in data science team, and also working in the data scientist part where we are building some in-house projects. Okay. Yes, I think that's a bit about me. I have made the courses of data analytics, Python for data science, SQL, NLP. So these are some of the courses that are currently live on Geek for Geeks channel, bought by uh, paid courses bought by more than 20,000, 30,000 students. And yep, that's a bit about me. And yes, over to yours.
Okay, so hi everyone, my name is Harshad Singh, and I am a mentor and a member of technical staff here at Geeks with Geeks. I am in this industry for more than 3.5 years, again 2.5 years, yeah, 2 years here. And then I've also worked in startups before, in which I was working in projects like these in machine learning and data science. And yeah, so we are working on, we ourselves are teachers, we are also mentors, and we are working on internal projects as well. So yeah, that's all about me.
So I think yeah, नहीं नहीं आजा आगे है ना. So I really hope that you guys we solved most of your queries. uh, ऐसा नहीं है कि अब हम लोग आंसर नहीं करेंगे. We'll still answer your queries, and we understand that there will be a language gap sometimes. We'll try to cover it as much as we can. uh, and yeah, that's it. Thank you guys, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.
Good night. Good job.